crazy. I said, what do you mean spy on you? How did you know to come right here? And I said, what are you talking about? And he goes, you walked the same exact path the canines walked. I said, well, then why didn't you dig for the bodies?
There you go.
Because they're still here. And they go, well, we just don't believe it. And the bodies are still sitting there. All these years, they're still sitting there.
Now?
The feds, they're still sitting there. They're still there now. What happened was the property was naval property, and you are not allowed to dig without the permission of the Navy. And it was the Navy that does Department of Intelligence. So it was, I guess, you have to be very careful where you go and what you do. But what had happened was I had a dream to go to a certain location. I went there and I saw the arch. It was on this park, and I was told, go to this park. Mm-hmm. You'll see this arch. And do you remember I said everything is visual?
Yes.
And my magic word is show me, show me, show me.
Yes.
And the next thing you know, I see this arch, and then I got out of the car, I walked across the street, and I walked over, and I like in a perimeter. And I guess it would be like a 40-foot perimeter. And I said, right down there. They're right down there. I can smell them. I mean, I said, I can smell dead bodies. And they said the dogs walk the same spot. That how would I know that? But they weren't nice. These were not, I had done some work for DEA, and they were not real nice FBI agents. And
that is so frustrating because, you're there trying to assist them as well as the families. And I find that very disconcerting that they would be so rude. But we're going to have to take a quick break, and this is only going to be 2 minutes. And we will be back right after this.
Okay.
Listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk, only on Paranormal Experienced Radio, broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Welcome back to Paranormal Experienced Radio, and we are enjoying Ginette Lucas. We have been having so many conversations, and for those who are listening, we did have a glitch there right after the first break of the second hour. The show will be edited so that you get everything in one fell swoop, and I apologize for that. I don't really understand what happened, but we're going to find out. We want you to be able to enjoy every minute of our shows, and this one has been too good for you not to. Ginette, thank you so much again for being here. And we've got about 20 minutes left, 15 minutes left. And I want to hear more. I'm getting people in there, whatever you want to talk about. Anything you want to say.
Anything I want to say? Wow.
That's a little scary. No, I'm kidding.
It is a little scary. Well, I mean, if they want to hear some more weird stuff that I do give annual predictions, which I think is a blast. So I'll just tell you what I did a couple times. When I do main network, like morning drive shows, one time now this is good news and bad news. So when I do predictions on radio for major predictions, I do shock people. It is a semi-shock and awe, and it's not always good, and then sometimes it is good. I did a WRC show in Washington, D.C., and I said, all right, you gave me 10 predictions. You gave me 10 pointers of what you want me to predict. And you said, who is the next big celebrity that was going to die? And I said, do you really want me to tell you? And I said, well, I'm going to give you some initials, and I'm going to leave her name with the people at the studio. But I'm getting the name J.O. And I didn't really want to tell the public because I didn't want to break their heart, Jackie O.
Right.
And I didn't want them to know because, some celebrities are just so loved by the public.
And she was.
She was. And she was also, oh my God, the widow of the president. I mean, it's a double whammy.
Yes.
I mean, even I now get touched by it because she was such a brave person. So anyway, I said, unfortunately, it's not good news. She's going to be very ill, and then she's going to pass. So that was one of the 10 topics. And then they said, I want you to tell us about sports. And so I was right on that when that happened within a very short time frame. And what I do is, I'll just tell you what I do. It's really odd. I took the Russian method of taking my hands and the tips of your fingertips. You rub it across the front of the newspaper. That sounds so stupid and goofy, but if you do that, you say, show me what's going to be in the news tomorrow, or what's going to be in the news on the 18th of January, or show me what's going to be on the news. You close your eyes and you sort of do a semi-meditation on it. And before you know it, you can get information. So I touched the newspaper and I said, this is what's going to be in the newspaper regarding sports. And they said, oh my God, I don't know all these names. And I'm not a sports fan. They said, is this gentleman going to be in the back scenes of it was like a Redskin coach or something. Is he going to quit, or is he going to do this, or is he going to do that? And I said, no, he's going to the back. He's not retiring. No, he's going to retire. I said, I just told you he's not going to retire. Now, as goofy as it sounds, the problem is with predictions, you cannot alter them, and you cannot be misled by other people trying to coerce you to alter them.
Right.
So I'm really strict about that. So I tell people, this is what I'm getting, and I'm going to stick with it. For example, when it came up for Trump to win, I had a dream one night, and it was like God came down to me, and he said, you're not going to believe this.
Right.
And they go, Trump is going to win. And that was in August. And my two friends said, no, he's not going to win. And I said, okay, I'm keyed into this. He's going to win. And I don't normally do politics.
Right.
And we know the outcome now. And I stuck to it. And I also have a couple of friends I call, and I tell them weird dreams I have. And I said, I had this weird dream. I'm going on radio. I have to give a prediction about something. So, for example, when they gave me the 10 subject matters for the radio show, the morning drive show, I said, okay, the next one is any kind of terrible or unique situations like plane crashes or accidents or anything that is covered across the news stations. I said, yes, there's going to be 3 major plane crashes. And, of course, the listeners are like, what? And I said, one of them is going to be, I think they leave Chicago and they crash in a cornfield. And the only cornfield I can think of is Iowa. And I'm hearing the word Sioux. And they go, what? I said, Sioux. I just hear Sioux, Sioux. And I said, I think I'm getting Sioux City, Iowa. And I had no clue there was a Sioux City. I mean, my mind wasn't on it. Okay. I said this, and it'll be blah, blah, blah airline. The next one is this one, and it will crash here. The next one is this one, and it will crash. And the next one is this one, and here's the plane. I did it all live and on tape. And all three happened. And so then I started getting phone calls.
Show, they're looking for bad news for your predictions.
Well, not necessarily. Okay. It was just, could you cover something that to help people? So now what I do is saying to people, like recently I was giving my sister a reading, and she likes to check on her son and all that, and he's in Vegas. And it was 2 days before the Vegas shooting. And I was reading her, telling her, because what I do is I cover the 10 subject matters, just sports or this or that or whatever, lifestyle, career, boyfriends, money, that kind of thing, financials. And I said, I'm in Vegas and all these people are on the ground. And I almost threw up. And I said, no. She goes, what? I said, something's really wrong. It's at night. And I said, I don't know if I can do this. I said, I see all these people on the ground and I see trash and I'm really freaked out here. I said, I have to be wrong. This doesn't make sense. I said, this is really bad. I said, your son needs to stay out of the city, stay away. So, cause he's in Vegas, so they go to concerts. And I said, I can't, I got to stop. So I had to pull myself out of that one. And I did not air that one because I couldn't believe it. There's some things you see, like I just had a vision the other day because I was reading her and I said, oh my God, another terrorist attack. And I said, it's going to happen at a Capitol and it's going to be at a building with the roof of the building is a rotunda, and it's going to happen either during a holiday. And I stopped myself because I just thought, I don't want to fuel the enemy or the terrorists to let them know they're going to get away with it. That's my equation in it. So my theory is, what can I do to change things? And I don't know. So there's some things that you tell yourself, just pray on it and hope to God it doesn't happen, or move on to another subject matter where you can make a difference or help a person. I mean, I have college students coming here regarding their career or regarding their romance or how am I going to get through financially. And, the biggest frustration I think with young people is that I tell them the path they're on, even though they're going to college, may seem good, but they're going to end up in another path. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. I mean, for example, here's one. My nephew is in the military, and I said, you're not going to do what you think you're going to do. I said, whatever you're going into, and he was going to go into military intel. I said, you're not going to be James Bond. No, I'm going to military intel. He was enlisted. And I said, it ain't happening. Even for officers, you're not James Bond. I don't give a darn who you think you are. You're not James. And I said, it's not happening. You're not going to stay there, and you're going to move and move and move. And so he didn't like it. So the next thing you know, he got transferred to a ship. And I said, you're not going to stay there. And he goes, that's not true. So now he's being trained to be a gunner on a military ship. And I keep telling him, you're not going to be there either. So, go ahead and fight it all you want. It's a dead end. You're going to eventually get into cop and canine stuff. And you're going to climb this really weird wall, which means to me, he was thinking Navy SEAL, but that's not happening.
Climbing a wall.
Yeah, climbing a wall is you have chosen a path that is very tough. And you have obstacles in your way. You're going to climb it. Yes, you're going to get over it. So if I see them go from one side to another, it's like a translation. They're going to be successful. Okay. Same thing with romance. One of my favorite stories is I had a woman come in, gorgeous, and she said, I just can't find a guy. And I said,